Taste of Country Nights with Evan Paul on demand, season 2, episode 14 with Chayce Beckham. Is there a side of Luke Bryan you should tell us about that not everyone sees?
Nah, what you see is what you get. He's the same guy all the time. There's not. Okay. There's nothing that would surprise anybody. So.
Really?
No, he's just all around, ball of energy, big time fun guy.
This was a cool interview. We really got to dig in with the American Idol winner, Chayce Beckham, which his song 23 just went to number 1 as well. If you want to get some of the past episodes we've had, recently we had Home Free. Wade Bowen was hanging out. Sawyer Brown was here. Chris Young, Keith Urban. Just search for Taste of Country Nights on demand to get all those past episodes. And thanks for checking this episode out here. Got you a watch, dog? Made you a big purchase?
No, this isn't nothing fancy.
Yeah. Is that like an important thing? I've heard I haven't gotten into the full manhood of having a watch.
A watch? I don't have anything that's like real nice, It's just like
I'm still in the Fitbit world, man.
I feel you, man.
I'm trying to see my steps.
To each their own. Dude. Some people like the Apple Watches and all that. And,
I want to get an Apple Watch.
They look cool.
Let me, man.
I don't know.
Anyone?
Garmin.
Okay.
I got Garmin fish finders. I don't have a Garmin watch. Yeah. Garmin range finders. Yeah.
What's up? We're hanging out with Chayce Beckham. What's happening, dude?
Nothing much, man. Just in here hanging out with y'all.
Yeah, man. Okay, so we did some research. You're the first American Idol since Phillips to have a hit song. Why do you think people and country bought into 23 so much?
Is that true?
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's wild. I guess just, country music, I feel like to me is just speaking your truth and talking about what you've been through and singing what you want to sing. And I feel like when I wrote that song, it was just me telling my truth and talking about what I wanted to talk about. And not in a million years did I ever think that the whole world was going to hear this song and that it was going to be this big old song. I just wrote it just to, make me feel good about some of the bad decisions I made. I needed to sing about it. And yeah, I guess people just, related to that, connected to it so much. And like on the music video, just seeing everybody's comments and talking about their stories and how the song relates to them. It's just kind of crazy to see how much that has, reached out to people.
Now, going from that to like the day that you won American Idol, what were your expectations like that day? Were they this? Like, what did you expect to happen?
I don't know what I expected. I was just on top of the world that I was there, and a lot of other places I could have been. And, that's one I'd pick a million times, So I'm very grateful for the way that it all panned out. And when I was there, win or lose, it wasn't anything that I was going to let stop me from what I was going to do afterwards. And I was already moving on a freight train, and I was gone. So
yeah, okay, all right. What song is you got your debut album coming out? What song on it is going to surprise fans? Like it's like a different side of you.
Yeah, there's a lot on there that's I feel like a little bit of a different side of me. There's one on there. I don't know. I don't know if I can even say the title, but it's called just Smoking and Drinking. But that's a fun song that I think a lot of people might be a little, caught off guard with. I put a lot of my truths and a lot of every side of me into this record. So it's very honest, and there's really no questions left after you listen to the whole thing. So.
Okay, wait. Okay, well, because I got a question, then let's get under the hood.
All right.
Are you gonna address any love interest? Because dog, I went through your Instagram from when you were born.
Yeah.
And anytime I see anybody, it's like your sister. So I'm like, this guy is like grip tight. Like I can't find out anything about a love interest. Now, if you when you're putting out the new album April 5th, is there going to be a love interest song?
There's really, there's not any love songs on it, I don't think, to be honest with you. I think I'm more steered towards the messed up love scenarios and the heartbreaks. And Yeah, I don't. I someone asked me that yesterday, and I was like, "Damn, I didn't put a love song on it."
Okay.
But
well, okay. Let me back up and go back in. If you're walking a red carpet this year, are you going to be walking with anybody?
I don't know, but I do have a girlfriend though.
Yeah. Okay. There we go. Give me the juice, man. Is she going to be upset that there's not a love song?
No, she's been. We met about 10 years ago, and we dated on and off for the better part of the last 10 years, and we are happy together now and doing good. But
pre-fame,
a lot of the songs that we put on this record are songs that I've wrote over the last 3 years, and I think I just let a lot out that I needed to get out, and who knows, maybe I think I got a lot of time. You see different phases in country artists where it starts off maybe the crazy records, and then next thing you know it's the I Love You Baby records, and then next thing you know it's I'm a Dad records. And it kind of goes in these chapters, and then it's like you're the old. After that, you're just old. Wisdom guy looking back, rocking on the porch, singing his songs, and So I think I got a little bit of time.
You're right where you want to be. Right where
I'm
you're
still at my beginning.
Okay, you just got back from playing overseas. Was it Australia?
Yeah.
Kip Moore once told me only certain artists can play overseas. Country music resonates. Why do you think yours resonates over there?
Oh, I don't know. I guess, there's a huge country music scene out there. And I think I had a misconception of Australia. When I went, I was surprised to see as many cattle farms and dairy farms and, big farm areas. Guys that I met at the first show that we played were coming up that were basically ranchers who lived on 5,000 acres out there and farm cattle. And, there's country people out there. They call them bogans.
Okay.
And that's like their term for rednecks.
Okay.
And they're wild, dude. They're wild. They like to have fun. And, I guess, that kind of music, it just crosses over to them. And there's this awesome country scene out there and a lot of awesome local artists that we got to meet and play with as well. So.
Okay. Yeah. As a songwriter, who do you want to write a song for one day?
Ooh, man, I don't know. It'd be awesome to get anybody to cut one of my songs. Anything would be cool, man. Yeah. But I'll maybe in a little while start eventually writing and getting some songs out to other people. I feel like right now I'm selfish, and if I write something good, I'm going to cut it.
That's fair. That's fair.
But I guess if I could get one person to do it, probably be. I think me and Luke Combs could write something pretty cool and get something out there that would be cool. So, and I've always been a big fan of Luke, and he was an awesome guy. I've toured with him, and he's just an awesome dude. So one day maybe me and him will get a record out there.
Do you deer hunt?
No, I don't hunt at all.
Okay, he has good deer genetics on his land. He talks about deer hunting a lot. Maybe you guys can get in.
Yeah, no, I can fish. I'll fish.
There you go, man.
Fish anybody's ear off, but I mean, I can't. I can't hunt.
You ever met any of your heroes?
Yeah, Luke Combs is one of them. Got to meet one of them was definitely Luke Bryan. He's been on the radio and killing it for the better part of 15 years, and even just getting to hang out with him and tour with him, he's been a great friend. But yeah, I've met a lot of people that are in the industry that I've looked up to for a long time, but a lot of like my heroes they're dead. So I don't get the chance to meet them. But, everybody who's really paved the way for us and getting the chance to bump elbows and shoulders with everybody in Nashville, it's kind of a crazy thing, Is there a side of Luke Bryan you could tell us about that not everyone sees? Nah, what you see is what you get. He's the same guy all the time. Dude, there's nothing that would surprise anybody. So, really? No, he's just all around, ball of energy, big time fun guy. Yeah. All right. You ever been in a bar fight, man? Yeah, a long time ago. You got punched in the face? Yeah, I've been punched in the face. I've been knocked out a couple times. Really? Once or twice. We've gotten into some things, and whenever we were like, 20, 21, sneaking into bars and playing bars, and we used to drink so much, and we'd play. And it didn't always go good. Sometimes it would go really well, and sometimes it wouldn't go really well. And most of the time too, I'd get in fights with my buddies. And we'd get drunk and fist fight each other, and break each other's nose or give each other a black eye, you wake up the next day and still hang out with each other, you know. And
man,
that's just kind of
your
how
country
it was.
to the core, man.
No, that was city. That's city living. That's city living. We're all so close to each other. It's like, man, let's just hang out today.
Okay. I want to get back to your songwriting. Like, there's certain songs that you say are hard for you to perform, like Mama. When you write a song and you get mentally in that headspace, like, how do you get there, and do you get exhausted afterwards?
Emotionally, I guess. Yeah, emotionally, it definitely is exhausting. Most of those songs, when you write a song like that, yeah, it's not easy. It's not something that is. I don't like to sing that song because it's you know, it's another part of my story, and one that you know, I still have trouble with, you know, looking back at like how I grew up and, you know, some of the struggles that we had to overcome. But yeah, you know, you have to pour yourself out into your craft and into your music. And
but is it like a pain, like to wake up on a day, and is it like almost like a chore? Like, man, today I gotta write a sad song.
No, it just kind of I don't know. I get excited about things that make me feel something. So even if I know that I'm cracking into something that's going to be hard to write or hard to talk about, I can tell when it's good, you know, and I try not to stop that creativity, whether it comes in a positive or, you know, a negative way, and just write the music that I feel that day. You know, I've woken up, had great mornings, you know, had coffee, smoked my cigarette, you know, walk the dog, do my thing, go to a write, and end up writing the saddest thing you've ever heard in your life.
So that happens. Okay,
so
okay.
That's just kind of the way it goes.
Wow.
Like, I wrote one with my buddy, Scooter, and I can't even play it because every time we get through it, it'll make you cry. It's not about me. It's more of a story that we wrote. And the story, I don't know why we wrote it, but it's just so damn sad that it's hard to sing the song and to get through it. And it's one of our favorite songs. And every time I play it for anybody or my girlfriend or anybody around us, everybody starts crying. And it's just the sad story. And I'm like, I don't know if we'll ever cut this because I can't get through it. I'll never be able to perform it. And yeah, you know, and that was a beautiful day. Scooter came to the house and we were hanging out writing songs, and that's just what we came up with. So,
wow.
You know, it tends to happen with me. I got another buddy we'll write with, and he'll be like, we are writing a tempo song today. Like, we're not doing none of this sad ballad stuff.
But then you can do a tempo song with sad lyrics.
Well, that's honestly something that, like with Waylon and 75, the track that we just put out, and some of the other stuff, there's another track on the record that I wrote a little while back called Drink You Off My Mind. And, you know, those are sad songs with tempo, and that's what 23 is. You know, and I think that's something that, you know, is kind of like a light that went off for me. And once I kind of saw that, and I was like, wait, you can do tempo songs and sad songs at the same time. You know, a tempo song doesn't have to be this fun, you know, hokey dokey, whatever. You know, you could just do a sad song, put a faster beat behind it, and then, you know, you write it as a ballad. And then when you go to cut it, you just tell them, we're going to do this like honky tonk, like pick it up and burn it. And then we did that with a couple of the songs on the record where I wrote them slow and then went in the studio and transitioned them to fast.
Now, is that weird playing that live, like 23? Because, you know, everybody, you know, people are hammered at concerts. And when the tempo's there and they're dancing, is that weird for you as the guy that wrote the sad song to see everybody dancing to it? Is that weird?
I don't know if it's like, still to me, 23, it's sad in a lot of ways, but it's also like, for me, it's a victory story. And, you know, I left the end kind of open. So, because that wasn't, I almost knew it wasn't the end of my journey in that sense, but I wasn't sure. So the end of the song just kind of goes back to the beginning. It leaves it open for interpretation to what people want to think happened to the guy. But I am the guy, you know, and I get to show people that, you know, I'm alive and doing well and I'm happy and everything's, you know, I got all these great things going on for me. And so, I mean, it is a sad story, but then you see me up on stage singing it and there's, you know, thousands of fans screaming it back to me. And, you know, that's a happy story for me. So, and, you know, I don't judge anybody. I still drink, I still smoke, I still do all these things that I know are bad for me, hence the name of the title. But what are you going to do? I'm a human being and I have my vices, and it's just nice to connect with everybody, So.
One final question. At the ACMs, you told us your first splurge was your riding mower.
Yeah.
How's that going, man? Is the fescue coming in the season?
It's going good, man.
What kind of grass you got, man?
I don't know. Just whatever's in the back.
You got a salad.
Dude, I got a salad. Yeah, dude. It's nothing special, but I got my, I don't own my home, and I rent it, and so I'm not going to put a bunch of money into this guy's lawn,
I love that thought, but you mow it.
I mow it, and I got a tiller, and I maintain it and make sure that the back's like aerated and all this.
Yeah, aerated and overseen.
We got a fox problem right now, so it's spring, and so we got foxes that live underneath my shed. And so Corn Dog is freaking out right now because anytime he sees these foxes, he's just running out there trying to attack these foxes, and they got their babies in a den underneath. But it's a cool place. We got the lawn, we got the foxes, deer come through there. It's a nice little yard.
Yeah,
it's all you can ask for.
Got the new album out.
Got the new album.
Yeah,
foxes.
Yeah,
let's go.
Coffee, cigs, album. Let's roll. Well, thanks for coming by, dude. We really appreciate it.
Thank you guys so much. Appreciate y'all.
All right, we're going to bring in Billy Dukes from behind the scenes to talk about this interview here with the American Idol alum and number one artist. Number one song holder, Chayce Beckham.
That's a long business card title, I think.
With an awful setup. Sorry about that.
Yeah, apologies. I tell you, man, I've been cheering for this song for a long time. He came in here, I swear it was 2 years ago, when he played 23 for us, and he also played a John Prine cover.
Yeah.
And that was just before he released 23 as a single. So it seems like it's been 18 months. Maybe it hasn't been that long since he released that song. And it's such a good song, but it's a little bit of an atypical radio song.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of longer and rolling, and it's like got kind of an Americana feel to it. But I really liked the story, and I really liked this song. Happy to see him get it.
Yeah, and, in all honesty, I wasn't really up on the song until recently. I hadn't really, not recently, but once it was like top 20 on the charts, it's probably when I spent some time with it. And you're right, it doesn't really per se have it has a hook, but a chorus, but it's not defined. Right. It's not your typical radio song, like you just spent a good amount of time saying, and I'm repeating. But you're right, man, because there's just a passion and fire there. And I feel like it has that gritty sound. Anybody that sounds like Luke Combs and Nate Smith, Chris Stapleton right now, Americana, that's where it's at.
Here's what I wonder. Does Chayce Beckham have the number one song if we don't have Zach Bryan trying to kind of break down that door with a similar type of sound, but Chase's his hook was just a little bit more commercially palatable, I feel like.
Well, and there's two words that's the elephant in the room. American Idol. You can't really put a price on that because, would this song be a hit? That's the downside to winning a competition show is your first song is a hit. Everybody's always going to say, was it a hit because of American Idol?
Well, that's the thing. It's not always the case. I did the last American Idol artist to have a number one hit on his format. I'm not sure you don't have to go back to Carrie Underwood.
What about Scotty McCreery?
No, his first song, I Love You This Big, was it was top 20 maybe. And it was that was the time where you could just kind of roll it out there and you could guarantee a top 20. But after Scotty was it. No one in country music won Idol. I mean, Trent Harmon, you probably don't even know his name. He was an American Idol winner in country music and has Stiff. There's been a few since, like Noah Thompson, good kid, same label as Chayce. He didn't have a hit. People have just kind of floundered. I mean, there's some American Idol winners in the last 15 years. And I'm like, who?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So that kind of made me think it's almost like a double-edged sword. It can kind of really open up some doors for you. What I think it does do is it places an importance on doing the full media rounds. Chayce was out there working it from day one.
Yeah.
And Zach Bryan's never done that. And I think that's really hurt him.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, who was the other? There was another guy. I just forgot the name. Another American Idol that had a hit, but it wasn't a full hit.
Well, there was, Lane Hardy was an American Idol winner. He didn't have any big radio.
Josh Grayson.
Yeah, he wasn't a winner, but he had some hits, and that was early on. He was like season 4 or 5-ish.
Yeah,
in there.
yeah.
But you're looking at, since Scotty, Phillips. Now, the song Home for Phillips was actually like a big commercial hit. It wasn't a huge radio hit, but like Nick Fradiani.
Never heard of him.
Nick Fradiani.
Sounds like a pizza shop.
Caleb Johnson.
Never heard of him.
Maddie Pope, she's kind of kicking around. Just Sam was kind of a tough situation because that was the COVID year. But yeah, it's been a struggle. Like, who won last year's American Idol?
Wait, who's Just Sam?
Just Sam is. So, I mean, be careful here with the language. Just Sam is, at the time, identified as a she, and she was a busker from like the subways of New York.
Okay.
Who auditioned. It was really this kind of heartwarming story. Now identifies as they, them.
Got it.
And has like kind of returned to that life because like all the spoils of American Idol, it didn't work out for Just Sam.
So all these people won?
All these are winners, yeah.
I said I've never even heard of them.
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing that Chayce Beckham cut through. That's all. That's a testament then, I guess, to maybe it's not American Idol.
Yeah, I mean, Gabby Barrett really is like the last. She didn't win though.
Yeah.
Gabby Barrett was like third place, but she's had huge hits.
Yeah.
So it's almost like finishing second or third.
Is
the way
better.
That's the way to go. You get like all the rewards, and maybe you don't get that check, but you kind of get to control your old future.
And maybe there's something to that in the country genre that's raised out of the blue collar. Sure. Maybe you're rooting. Maybe the fans are rooting more for the Gabby Barretts and the second place winners because they didn't win.
And I think doing these interviews really helps. Like when you meet Chayce Beckham, you kind of like him. Like he's soft spoken, but he's honest.
Yeah.
Like Trent Harmon, I'm always banging on Trent Harmon, but he came through here, man, and he was a weird dude. It was hard to kind of like.
Did I meet him?
No.
Oh,
this was 2016, 2017.
Okay, he was weird.
He was the last winner on Fox.
Okay, what was weird about it?
He was just awkward. He was stiff.
Okay.
He didn't have like that star sparkle.
Okay.
Of any sort of thing.
Did Clay Aiken ever come through?
That was way before I started.
That's a star right there. Ruben Studdard.
Of course, are you familiar with how Scotty McCreery kind of propped up Taste of Country and helped found us as a website?
No.
So we're supposed to have Scotty McCreery interview here coming through pretty soon. And I don't know if I've ever shared this with him. But like Scotty won American Idol the year that Taste of Country got started. And I was in Raleigh at the time as a radio DJ. Scotty was right in my backyard. So to become a writer, I'm like, hey, I got Scotty McCreery. I can interview him. So I was like interviewing like his grocery store manager, his church choir teacher, and like pumping all this coverage to like the nascent Taste of Country. And we had like 8 page views beforehand. But as Scotty started to win, we were the only one going all in on Scotty.
Wow.
So he wins and we looked really good. And we kind of took off on the back of Scotty McCreery.
Does he know that?
I don't know if I've ever shared that story with him.
Wow.
But he knows we covered him a lot.
Okay.
Because then I started to review his music, and he got a little bit upset with me. But now we're all cool. We're all cool nowadays.
That's why I don't review that music.
Well, that's why we don't review the music anymore either. Is because of things like that.
That's funny.
But I love his music now. I mean, at the time, it was just. I mean, it was tough.
Well, who else did we meet recently that said you were a good they like to read your...
Well, Keith Urban. Yeah, Keith Urban said he reads my reviews.
So, but when did we stop writing reviews?
Well, we still do like glow ups a little bit. Like I'll do like the positive reviews. And if I'm forced to write about a song that I think is kind of trash, it'll be brief. The sentences will be short, and if you read a lot of me, you can find the little digs that I still can't resist.
Okay, it's kind of like they worked here type of a deal when it comes to a reference.
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay,
right.
Well, I mean, maybe we get back into it and hire you some security, and hire you a whole team and get you back into the real deal and get raw on them.
I'd do it, but no one would talk to you anymore.
That's all right, man.
That's the thing.
Yeah, that's right. We could start a subsidiary company, like the How Country Tastes,
Everybody loves when you have the good reviews. And you can have 10 good reviews, but the moment you kind of crap on their single, that's all they remember for the rest.
Oh, yeah. We got to get you
to.
All right. You got to do like We got to start your own website. We got to start like our own deal on low key without us.
Well, I'll still tell you which songs I like and don't like. I might not go into detail.
I know. I want the detail.
Sometimes I would really lean back and swing.
That's what we need. We need to start a podcast. I'll be like Joe and you be like Ron, and we'll just get in there. just criticize.
Variations of ourselves. So let's break down the interviews too. While so-and-so came in, that was a real turn.
Yeah, right.
Put a voice recorder on. I think people would figure it out.
Yeah.
Funny story about Chayce is I was right out here when you asked about the punched in the face question.
Oh, nice.
And Chayce has like a new radio person coming in, and it was the first time that she's heard you ask that question. And she kind of flinched a little bit. I'm like, that's one of Everett's favorite questions. You're going to have to get used to that one.
Dude, that's led me to so many great answers.
Chayce is surprising that he has, like, multiple times.
Yeah. I see, and I've even asked that to ladies, because that's a big thing getting into a girl fight at a bar. Like, there's a lot. I mean, which country artists do you think have gotten into a girl fight at a bar and which haven't? I guarantee Miranda Lambert has.
Ashley, yes.
Yeah. I bet you Carly Pearce has not.
I would agree. Lainey Wilson?
Yes.
I don't know.
I just from her speak all attitude, I feel like someone spoke something to her one time and she was like, "Oh, hell no."
Oh, Reba.
No or yes?
I think yes. Before she was famous.
Maybe.
I think she would hang out at some tough places.
Well, then what about Dolly? You think
I don't know if Dolly went into those type of establishments pre-fame.
Okay.
That's my guess there.
I mean, look, people want to know. Those are the hard-hitting questions. Tell me about the time you got punched in the face.
Would you ever ask Dolly that?
Probably not.
I would advise against it.
Yeah, probably not. No.
We really have to figure out a way to backdoor into that.
Yeah, I mean, then again, I got one Dolly interview, and that's probably the only one I'll ever get in my life. So what do I have to lose? I probably should have done it.
Yeah, maybe that's the one.
By the way, you could go back and listen to that Dolly interview and all of your favorite interviews at Taste of Country Nights on Demand, wherever you get your favorite podcasts.
So, wait, hold on now before you hit the thing here, because I want to tee up what we got coming up.
Okay.
Because we have some heaters.
Yeah.
Sam Hunt, a few minutes.
Yep.
And then you spent a long time talking to Luke Bryan about American Idol.
Yeah, he was really cool. He's always cool, but he was really candid about it this time.
And he talked about Chayce as well.
Yeah, and Loretta Lynn's granddaughter and all that stuff, right, man.
She's on Idol this season.
Yeah, he was getting into it.
Okay, we'll have to get to that sooner than later then. Not that we're holding back on Luke Bryan interviews, but I feel like we need to get to that one sooner.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. Now you can do the thing.
All right.